Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Last time we finished the Eden Raid and patch 5.3. It was a huge stream, and I had such a great time going through the endings of two iconic storylines, which was really, really fun. Good morning and good evening wherever you are. Hope you're enjoying your day, ready for the stream. I had to delay it a little bit. I was like, give me an hour and a half longer to rest. A little bit of a sleep needed. It's 8:30 in the morning, and we're ready to get back in. We're going to be starting patch 5.4 today, but we're also doing this the weapon trial. We have some Sapphire weapons to take down, I believe. So I hope you're ready for another stream of incredible Final Fantasy VII references to start. And then we'll continue the storyline, because last time we got our Scions of the Seventh Dawn back to the source, which is crazy. Alright, we got a party of 6 to start today. Sleep now in Sapphire is what we're doing here. Information relating to the weapon project has been uncovered, and your allies prepare to depart for distant lands. I've been anticipating this, been very excited to continue the weapon questline. So just the refresher is that these are the sort of adopted sons and daughters of our dear little Such Devastation, which is a very interesting storyline indeed. Yeah, it's solo, so what I'll just do is I will leave the party and then I'll just rejoin the party. It's just so the party is formed, you know, and I'll duck out for a bit and then I'll come back in. Omega, I'm afraid we haven't had much in the way of information to share on the front line. We have, however, received word that Gaius wishes to speak with you at Alliance headquarters. I've arranged an escort to take you to headquarters, so when you're ready to depart, speak with the fellow over there. Very nice. Yes, Louise, Zuzu, and Crimson Shadow. One of you's finally awake, and one of you's finally here. Thank you for joining, if you're new here. We be streaming Final Fantasy XIV. We back every few days, which has been nice, steady progress once again after a break. Ready to head out? Yes. Form the party and I go off to do my own thing, you know, bring people together. Good, you're here. The Ironworks have completed their analysis of the Ruby weapon, and Sid Garland wishes to share his findings. I take it you can spare a few moments? Very good. Please wait here while I inform him of your arrival. Let me know how the audio sounds as well. Chat, if it's all balanced and all good. Sid, my boy. Glad you could make it, Omega. I'm sure you're as anxious as anyone to hear what we've uncovered. Our early hypotheses were proven correct. The Garleans have designed a system where a pilot's consciousness can be forcibly supplanted with data based on the memories and experience of another. Is that a Final Fantasy VII reference? Not necessarily data, but more like trauma in Final Fantasy VII when it comes to memory and experience and identity. You are my living legacy. How much have I enjoyed each expansion so far? Each one more than the last, but that doesn't mean that the previous one is not good. It's just been a constant peak and a rise to another peak hidden behind that one that you didn't know about until you get there, and you're like, whoa, the peaks just keep on getting peaked. That's your 8:30 in the morning description of Final Fantasy XIV expansion. It's very good. So, even a rank amateur could obtain the combat capabilities of a seasoned warrior? Precisely. We learned how this was made possible when we opened the cockpit. The monitors were still operational, and among the messages displayed, one particular phrase caught my attention. Synthetic Orosite System. Otherwise known as the SAS. Which is what, exactly? Well, the core of the Ultima weapon was referred to as the Heart of Sabbac by the Arsians. We believe it to have been a type of Orosite. It's unclear whether the Galleon's simulacrum possesses the same properties as genuine Orosite, but I intend to follow this avenue of inquiry to see where it leads. What we do know is that it was used to implant the combat data of Nael Vandanis into the pilot, who has been presumed dead since before the Calamity. Are you any closer to discovering how they were able to retrieve this data? The link didn't occur to Gaius at first, but he later told me of devices fitted to the Magitech armor of the Empire's high-ranking officers. There is reason to believe they were designed to emulate the soul crystals used throughout Eorzea. Yes, that was rumored to be its true purpose, but it was never publicly acknowledged. Perhaps those in the upper echelons of command wanted to avoid comparisons to the so-called savages they were meant to be conquering. There is also the question of whether this system even functions as intended. From what we've seen, we can assume they were successful in gathering combat data of those wearing armor equipped with the device. If the comparison with soul crystals is valid, perhaps this data was transferred via ether. However, it seems that it extracted not only memories relating to combat, but the soldier's very essence. As you saw, the pilot succumbed entirely to the will of Vandanis. Though this is merely supposition, it is possible that being fused with the ruby weapon's core accelerated the process and caused the deceased legatus to manifest in corporeal form. Could it be that the death of the pilot was caused by the system malfunctioning? It's hard to say. The ruby weapon itself was still largely intact when it deactivated, which strongly implies that it was the synthetic Orosite running amok that killed her, rather than the damage incurred during the battle. He arrives. But even after our analysis, I'm afraid we still don't have enough information. For now, perhaps we should consult with Gaius as to our next plan of action. Volderlin has come bearing vital information. I traced the ruby weapon's path back to the occupied territory of Werlet, which appears to be where it was built. My grasp of geography is surprisingly poor. Care to enlighten me? Old chap? I don't even know where I am right now. While Alamigo is placed on the western edge of Gimlet, Werlet lies on the opposite side to the east. It was once a proud and prosperous city, until it was brought to its knees by the Imperial invaders. You seem rather well informed. Perhaps I should have taken you with me. I thought that much was common knowledge. Interesting. It is also where Alphonse and the others were born. And now the weapon project has brought them home. Yes, the place is now rife with Imperials. They have established an airship supply depot in the coastal town of Turncliffe. According to the locals, something resembling one of the weapons was transported there a few days ago. So we have this guy with red hair, we've got ruby hair, and sapphire hair. Where's the green-haired companion that you've got, Gaius? This bodes ill indeed. Were it possible, I would attempt to capture Alphonse and his followers before they could launch an offensive. However, the distance between here and Turncliffe presents a considerable obstacle, and in all likelihood, their weapon will be ready long before we arrive. Approaching by sea would allow us to save time by circumventing their ground-based troops, provided we were able to secure a vessel. Or you could use the Enterprise and take the most direct route of all, as the crow flies. In fact, this is the perfect chance to put my top-secret plan into action. And might I ask what that entails? Ah, the classic Sid Garlon smile. Wouldn't be much of a secret if I told you now, would it, chap? What I can say is there's a starring role planned for you, Omega. Why so surprised? You didn't think I'd let you get off that easily, did you? It'll be here soon, so don't go anywhere. Sid still delights in keeping others in suspense. Can only hope he does not make us wait overlong. Sleep now in Sapphire. Let's get a look at it. Here it is, Omega. I present Garlon Ironworks' adaptation of the Ultima Warrior, the G Warrior. Wow. I know elegant design when I see it, excavated from one of their ruins, no doubt. Azizla, to be precise. We came across it during the course of our investigations and decided it would be a shame to let it go to waste. And you will be taking this refitted relic to face the enemy head-on, yes? Perhaps my knowledge of the Ultima Weapon will be of use. So instead of Ultima Weapon, it's Ultima Warrior. I'm counting on it as it happens, but first we'll need to perform a test run in the simulator before throwing you into battle. Come, we haven't much time. Damn, that shot, so cool. Get in the robot. It's Evangelion time. Oh! Whoa! Dude! I have a lightsaber. Let's begin the G-Warrior training simulation. Oh my god. Wow. Music too. I want you to try attacking the guidance system. Don't worry, it won't fight back. The G-Warrior is armed with a range of weaponry. Now's your chance to learn what it's capable of. Woohoo! Holy shit. I got some glow sticks on the back. That's so sick. Alright, so I have Aether Cannon, Final Flourish combo, executes the following weapon skills in succession: Aether Saber, Cut, and Final Flourish, Ultima Buster, Aether Mine, Auto Restoration, Pyretic Booster, and Ethereal Aegis. EP Regeneration, HP Regeneration, Safety lock is on, preventing use of the Ethereal Aegis and the Pyretic Booster, and I have 185,000 health. Let's go. One of the best little changes that they did to some of the classes is that putting the combo on the one thing. Hell yeah, that's so sick. Vulnerability up. A lot of people would disagree. I don't know, man. It makes it less cluttered. And you go, cool, a combo button. You just press the same button 3 times instead of 3 different buttons 3 times. And it takes up less space. So far, so good. Let's move on to something a little bit more advanced, shall we? The G-Warrior also comes equipped with the Pyretic Booster, which diverts even more power to its weapons and increases speed and maneuverability. This, however, comes at a price. Activating it places a huge strain on the G-Warrior, so it must only be used in short bursts. That's why it's best to practice here before heading into battle. Alright, we have the Pyretic Booster. Let's see what we do. Maybe we can't test the Pyretic Booster if you don't activate it. You'll notice that your movement speed is much improved, but as shown on your monitor, the G-Warrior becomes more and more structurally unstable as time passes. To deactivate it, press the same button again. Auto Restoration can mitigate a certain amount of damage incurred, but don't rely on it to carry you through the battle. Now try using the Pyretic Booster to destroy the target. This time the node will launch wide-reaching attacks in quick succession, but with your increased movement speed you should have no trouble evading them. Hype! Get Ultima busted! That's fun as hell, dog. Excellent work, Omega. You best deactivate the Pyretic Booster while I explain the final trial. We've covered offense. Now to look at defense. This is where the Ethereal Aegis should come in handy. Unfortunately, you can't keep the barrier up indefinitely, as it'll drain the G-Warrior's power reserves. You might even run out of energy for the weapons, so watch out. Let's try deploying the Ethereal Aegis. Ooh, my pyramid. The monitor shows how much power is being drained. Don't let it get too low. So that's my EP. That's enough for now. Turn off the barrier using the same button used to deploy it. Turned off automatically, don't worry. For the last trial, we'll use the Ethereal Aegis while attempting to destroy the target. The tutorial is definitely much appreciated though. Unlike before, there is no way to escape its attacks. You'll need to weather them using the barrier. Do I have to just restore my own EP because, like... I have an EP penalty. Okay, well, just gotta time the barrier at a good time. It's going to attack soon. Okay. Can you turn it off? Gotcha. I'm onto it. Timing, I just got it. Very nice. It's barrier time. You're natural, alright, that's everything. Time to end the simulation. You got that Final Fantasy Armored Core, dude. What a pose. Back for more trading, eh? No, thank you. Are you sufficiently prepared? I'm ready. Then we shall depart for Turncliffe at once. Nice. It seems they were expecting us. But who is the pilot? Omega, we're almost there. You'd better have your wits about you. This is so sick. Initiate combat mode. I have control. G-Warrior? Do the thing! Maybe normally it would say activating combat mode, and it would give me my Crisis Core PTSD. Activating combat mode. God damn, this is so sick. Now get ready to strike. It's time to fry this overgrown squid. Haha, and save some for me. For research purposes, that is. Oh my god, it really is big fat tacos. I hate how much there's these songs in this game that people just put their own lyrics on, and now I can never just hear otherwise. The Omega weapon, I think the Omega was another one. Or was it something about chicken nuggets or something? Wow, the Sapphire Weapon. Oh, it looks insane. Final Fantasy XIV is doing what Final Fantasy VII was not brave enough to do. Yeah. Chicken tenders, that still stays with me. I can't afford to lose, it's all or nothing. You guys are distracting me. Activating Oversoul! Hydra's combat sample ready, initiating organic core override. It looks so cool. I want to fight Sapphire Weapon in the remake. No, I can't hold on. I will be monitoring the situation from the air. Follow my instructions and eliminate the target. didn't even try. Yeah, he just literally appeared and went, I'm going into my final form. Wow. Alright, let's try this. Here we go. Must have been absorbed an aquatic icon. Be sure to use the pyretic booster. I will. Music is insane. My likeness reborn in cerulean flames. Oh. Okay. Dude, this fucking guy. Is that Ultima? Use the Ethereal Aegis! It's submerged, but not for long. Watch for signs of movement. Swift Breach. Oh! Hello. Good morning. Big fat tacos, you guys have ruined it. No. No. Quick, deploy the Aegis. Yeah, I'm almost dead because I need a heal. I can't use the pyretic boost. What the fuck? Ah. God, Magitech Ray. Hang on, let me stand here and do this. Oh god, hold on. Let me stand in the right spot. Oh, self-destructing. Positioning. Oh, hang on. Attack the right one, please. Hold on, Sapphire Weapon, you have to wait. I'm taking out turrets. Nice. Oh no! Ah! Nice. Alright, we're back to full health. We can focus again. The music is so sick. You're making turrets again, are you? Wrong one. Sapphire's gonna do Swift Breach. meant to turn it off? No. Oh, what the fuck? Flood ray. Oh no. Alright, hold on. Jesus. Alright, they're just trying to line this up. Hold on a minute. Oh, fucking hell. While trying to get in with Flood Ray. Oh no. It's not looking good. Fucking hell. What the hell? He summoned a bunch of dogs! I was doing so well, and then he just summoned a bunch of dogs. What the fuck? There's like dogs with lasers. Awesome. The positioning part makes that a challenge. I'm just trying to like line up an Omega Buster, but they're all attacking at different intervals, which makes it a little rough. Alright, let's try again. Yeah, it's hard to read the text on screen when you're like focusing on doing this as well. Because I'm already trying to manage all of my abilities. I'll try and keep an eye out for it. Is that Ultima? Use the Ethereal Aegis. This is my favorite part of the song. too busy with big fat tacos. Oh, side rays. They go. Duh. Oh my god. I should have stayed in the center. He tricked me, the bastard. Okay, is this where I need to be listening? Not listening, reading. Oh no, it was not even... And then I forgot that he does Swift Reach. Alright, so he's a simultaneous something. Your wild flailing shall avail you naught. Destroy the cerulean servants, then focus the attack on the weapon. Alright. Protecting the weapon, ignore the turret for now. Alright, those cerulean servants are much weaker than I thought. Cerulean servants are gone. Why is it got to be you guys at the very end? Okay, what do I do? What do I do? I just have to hopefully defend against it in time. It'll just be like weakened, the attack, hopefully. I tire of these games, now I send you to a watery grave. I raise you big fat tacos. Okay. Was I supposed to have killed it before Flood Ray goes off? Was I supposed to have killed it before Flood Ray goes off? Damn. Okay. Good effort on the second attempt. I got the tigers. Alright. Everyone stopped watching the stream now, they all left. Not all targets need to die. Yeah, it seems that I wouldn't really have to kill the turrets. They're just going to just annoyingly shoot me. As long as I kill the tigers, then I can focus on him. And I need to use the booster more. I was like, maybe I can tank the thing and use the barrier at the right time, but yeah. This is why I logged out in the middle of it. That's so funny. It's a shared experience, guys. I got it this time. I won't get fucked up by side rays this time, and I will remember that he's going to submerge before doing his final thing. So a couple of things that I wasn't doing, I will do this time. God, I just noticed that this fucking sound effect of the sword is Cloud's Buster Sword. Like, it's the sound effect of Cloud's sword from Final Fantasy VII. Makes the same noise. Listen to this first one. The Aether Cannon. I just took the full blow of that because I got distracted. It makes the same sound effect. There's like a... It's very similar. It's just buried underneath everything else. Okay, side rays. got it in the bag now. Those turrets don't even do anything because they can only aim at you in one direction. It's fine. It was a good learning experience though, and we got to listen to more of this amazing music. Hell yeah. Third time. That was actually such a cool duty. I didn't mind replaying it. Now defeated with a giant Junon cannon, the sister ray. Let's go. The target has been silenced. That damn squid never stood a chance. Now that the immediate threat has been dealt with, we should gather what information we can in Turncliffe. I love the low poly voice on screen with the mouth and eyes blinking. Yeah, now we have to have the awkward conversation of like, so Gaius, the pilot was probably one of yours, huh? Just like last time. So cool though. I must admit I envy your talents. Would that I possessed even a fraction of your skill, that I could better serve Gaius. Sapphire takes the L, but it put up a damn good fight and also killed us twice. So I would say Sapphire got a well-deserved W. And we also got to fight it too. You did well to pilot the G-Warrior so adeptly in so short a time. With the weapon largely intact, Sid and his researchers should be able to gather a wealth of valuable information. Before it is dismantled, perhaps we should take one last look upon our fallen foe. Yeah, let's get a good look, shall we, guys? Echo time. Given that it takes us like a good hour to get through, you know, just one of these, I think we'll probably space them out because I do want to get to patch 5.4 and hopefully be able to do that in the one stream today. So I think we'll end up doing like, we'll start a stream with, you know, each of the quest lines, or maybe after we've finished, we'll end up like finishing the rest on another stream. I think that could be a good idea. We should have done all the Hildebrand stuff, guys, instead of patch 5.4. And then I just like clickbaited you onto, you were like thinking we're going to do 5.4 today? No. They were spaced out during the patch launches. Yeah, so that's fine. We should have known Father and his friends would track us down sooner or later. Now they're at our doorstep and the Sapphire Weapon still isn't ready. Even so, it should be able to fend them off or at least buy us some time. Not quite how I'd imagined it, but this seems as good a way to die as any. Rex, Recon, why are you still here? You're supposed to be moving the other weapons to a safe location. You can take care of that, while I pilot the Sapphire Weapon. No, you have green hair. You're not allowed. I dyed my hair for this occasion. What are you talking about? I'm the pilot, not you. There's no need to put your life on the line. We're color coordinated, remember? Besides, it's still incomplete. Can barely perform basic maneuvers, so it'll be practically useless in a real fight. We have a solution. Oversoul. You want to end up like Milisandia? No, of course not. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Which is why I'm suggesting you do it, for some reason. Didn't even fight before going into Oversoul, you know. But she didn't give her life in vain. The ruby weapon left behind data that's been used to improve the system, to prevent any further malfunctions. What difference does that make? Once Oversoul is activated and the pilot fuses with the core, there's no way back. That's why I should be the one to pilot the Sapphire Weapon, not you, Rex. Alphonse needs you. You and I both know I'm the least qualified pilot we have. There's less to lose if I don't make it back. No! I won't let you! Please, Rex, hear me out. Ever since we were children, I was the smallest and weakest, too. Too afraid to stand up for myself. But I had the best brothers and sisters a boy could wish for. You're always there for me. Protected me. Now it's my turn to protect you. Take the other weapons and get out of here. See this through to the end. Do it for me, for Melisandre. I'm counting on you, Rex. You always did have a stubborn streak. Alright, Recon. I won't let you down. Just promise you'll wait for me on the other side. We'll meet again, brother. Hair color misdirection! No! It's all gone wrong because the Emerald pilot got into the Sapphire Weapon. You all made me happier than I had any right to be. And now, I've finally found my purpose. I have no regrets. You reckon I made him regret it at the very end? Because, what the hell, dog? Come on, Sapphire. We may be far from perfect, but we have a job to do. Let's give Father something to remember us by. God damn. That is miserable. The Echo, I presume. What did it reveal to you? Oh, you know, just more depression? He was definitely gone the second before the fight started. You're very right. I'm very right about that. Recon, my poor boy. You were braver than most could ever hope to be. It is as we feared. I'm sorry, Gaius. Interesting. First Melisandre, now Recon. We must find the remaining weapons and end this madness. I think it's because he said, hey, remember, I said, if you even think about going back to them, I will kill you where you stand. That guy's, like, watching to see if, like, Gaius is gonna try and jump ship and try and, like, reunite his family so they don't have to die more. First Melisandre, now Recon. Tell me, what do you make of Gaius Baelsa? I understand the two of you have been acquainted since his days as the Black Wolf. He claims to have shed his pelt when he took up the hunt for Ascians, but he's still the same man deep down. He certainly kept quiet about having a flock of foster children back in the Empire, though. Seems he would rather bare his teeth to his former masters than allow harm to come to them. Yet, try as I might, I cannot make sense of it. Does he truly fight for the good of mankind, as he would have us all believe, or is he merely biding his time before he reveals his true colors? Whatever the answer may be, in the end, he will always be a Garlean, and though there may be honorable men and women among them, I have suffered much and more as a result of their conquests, barbaric campaigns in which Gaius Baelsar played no small part. My first encounter with the Garleans was 20 years ago, shortly after the fall of Alamigo. They continued their march into the lands that had long been home to we Duskwights. We sought to repel the invaders, but we were woefully unprepared. Our bows and arrows were no match for their magitech, and even our most powerful magics did little to slow their advance. Stop tripping up on my words. I fought on the front line, but was knocked unconscious in the opening exchange. When I came to, I was alone, the rest of my unit slaughtered. I hurried back to my village to look for my wife and daughter, only to find the place deserted. My search lasted for days, then weeks, then months, and it seemed they had disappeared without a trace. I finally learned from 2 Imperials held at Bittermill that the villagers had been captured and used as test subjects for the poison gas that would later be known as Black Rose. They were never seen again. For 20 long years I roamed aimlessly, with nothing but hatred to keep me alive. I eventually found myself at the Order of the Twin Adder, who offered me a place among their ranks. The desire for revenge was the only thing I had left, so without a moment's hesitation I accepted. Were it not for the war with Garlemald, I would have been loath to work alongside the city-dwelling Gridanians who for so long had treated my kind as outcasts. None of that mattered anymore. It all culminated with Operation Archon. As you led the charge into the Praetorian, we were right behind you. And when the place came crumbling down, most of us were caught in the rubble. I escaped with my life, though many others were less fortunate. Having dragged myself free of the rubble, I sought a way out. It was then that I encountered none other than Gaius Baelsar, on the verge of death. The gods had delivered to me the man whose conquests had robbed me of everything. I was poised, ready to exact my revenge, and then he spoke. I will not beg for mercy, only ask that you stay your hand a while longer. I cannot die until I have rid the world of the Arcean menace. For millennia mankind has danced to their tune, but no more. Then, once we are finally free, my life is yours for the taking. I would have struck him down then and there had I not sensed truth in his words. So I decided to grant him a stay of execution and join him on his hunt. All this time, I've kept a close eye on Gaius. Though he is ever on the watch for pursuers, he has granted me ample opportunity to slay him if I so choose, and I still might, if he shows even the slightest sign of betraying our agreement. Yeah, the actual sort of information on what happened with Gaius right after that fight. But for now, the Ascians are my chosen quarry. If they are indeed the ones pulling the Empire's strings, then it shall not end until they have been eradicated, every last one. Though I cannot save my kin, there are those who may yet be spared the horrors of war. Unfortunately, dealing with Ascians will have to wait until we've brought an end to Garlemald's weapon project. Though we may have vanquished 2 of the new weapons, we must make every effort to prepare whatever the Garleans throw at us next. Perhaps Severa can tell us whether the Ironworks engineers have uncovered any information of note. Yeah, guys, Lalafels are great. And you need to realize that. Lalafels are great at being thrown. Get that shit away from me. Tiny little demons. I'd rather you didn't share what we discussed with my traveling companions. It would only complicate matters. Yeah, I'll use a Fantasia. I'll become small. The Ironworks engineers are still at work dismantling the Sapphire Weapon and investigating the Turncliffe Magitech facility. Though they have yet to make their report, they may have some news to share at this juncture. Please wait here a moment. We've yet to finish our investigation, but I can give you a preliminary report. Were you able to recover anything of note? Before abandoning the facility, they'd attempted to destroy anything they couldn't take with them, including many of their research materials. Luckily, some information relating to the Sapphire Weapon's combat data was intact. Judging by what we saw during the battle, it was extracted but from regular Van Hydrus, correct? It also appears that the Sapphire Weapon was actually in an incomplete state, and therefore unable to perform at full capacity. Who's, like, in charge of these guys just charging out with their incomplete weapons? Couldn't they have just waited until it was ready? Like, no, do not wait until it's ready. Engage Oversoul. Even so, it was immensely powerful. Had they been given the chance to finish it before we'd arrived, who knows how it would have ended. Indeed, we may not be so fortunate next time, so we must prepare for the worst. The Ironworks will continue to investigate the Sapphire Weapon and look into possible countermeasures. The Echo affording you a glimpse into the conversation between Recon and Rex prior to the weapon's deployment. You remember any other details? Yeah, he bloody was gonna go take the weapon somewhere else. Improvements were made to the synthetic aurosite system to prevent malfunctions, and it was never their intent to create a manifestation of Neo Vandanis. But there's one thing that was intended. Oversoul. Its activation results in the pilot being absorbed by the core, killing them in the process. Rex and Recon were fully aware of this, were they not? Then the death of the pilot was by design all along. Hey Ryguy, welcome to the stream. No, not all the games I play are on live. If you'll notice, I never talk to chat in any of the blind playthroughs because there is no chat and I'm not schizophrenic. But you can see that I'm live right now with a chat, and we play Final Fantasy XIV live with people in here, and it's great. It's a fun time. It makes sense to play it live because it's an MMO, so you can kind of have people at the same time. But I pre-record my stuff. I don't live stream my blind playthrough, so I can, like, be locked in. Even with this, I only really try and talk with chat in low points, and wait till scenes are over, but I was just making an exception because nobody was answering you. And I just wanted to make sure you had your answer. Alphonse, how could you? Sacrificing your own siblings to fuel these accursed war machines. Surely there is no cause worth paying such a price. Aye, nothing is more precious than family. This nightmare is far from over. It appears that Rex has fled with the remaining weapons, and we can assume that Alphonse has every intention of sending them into battle. We must find a way to disable them before Oversoul can be activated. I have seen enough death. I do not wish to see any more. And there is no time to waste. Let's be about it, Gaius. Severa, you're in charge here. Keep Sid and his team safe while they carry out the investigation. Understood. Please see that no harm comes to Gaius. While you're gone, I need you to relay everything to the resistance troops. Your first-hand account should prove useful. If there are any developments, we'll be sure to contact you. Alright, so we're nearing the end of the Sapphire one. Yes. Definitely did take a little bit longer than I thought it would. Running into this, I was like, maybe we'll do a couple of missions. But yeah, it's been a nice cruisy hour for Sapphire. Couple of retries there. It was fun. I think it's time that we wrap this up, and we'll do some patch 5.4 though, for sure. Sid tier list. I like Final Fantasy XIV Sid because he is, in every sense of the word, such a classic Final Fantasy Sid. Like, he embodies what I know of the character. Even though I haven't played the classic ones, you have enough osmosis to learn that he's like the pilot, mechanic, engineer character. Like, that's him. So I don't have the first 6 games worth of Sid exposure. I'd say the worst Sid is the one from 12, and that's not worst as in the worst character, but he's the worst morally in 12. I don't even remember Sid in 13. I just don't even remember who Sid was in 13. Sid in 8 is the most goofiest. He's not even a pilot, mechanic, engineer, anything. He's a bloody headmaster. He's a school guy with a cool wife. And the most crash Sid is Final Fantasy VII, of course. And the best Sid is 16. Welcome back. Sounds like you've been on quite a journey, all the way to Turncliffe. Judging by the fact you made it here in one piece, I trust everything went according to plan. What an astonishing account. I wouldn't mind putting that G-Warrior through its paces myself. Certainly a lot more stimulating than supervising this rabble, I'd imagine. Anyway, as before, I'll compile the information into a report, leave it over there for your perusal, should you feel so inclined. Sapphire Weapon bust. Yeah, I'm gonna Google Final Fantasy 13 Sid. Who the hell is this guy? Oh god. Meanwhile, oh my god, we're getting a meanwhile, guys. Yeah, I do not even remember that guy. What the hell? Who's that? Who is that man? I've never met that man before in my life. I need to replay the 13 for sure. I definitely have to go back to it. Oh, I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. We're raising the next generation of evil. Look at all that sweat. Now, kids, watch me work out. I've come to deliver my report, Lord Valens. Oh, do you see that armor? Yo. I clocked the armor, baby. He's out of outfit. He's got his orange juice here. He's been drinking. Ah, so you've returned, young Alfred. Or was it Ulwick? Not that it matters, of course. I hear that you and your darling brothers and sisters have allowed the Sapphire Weapon to fall into the hands of the enemy. Do tell me it isn't so. I am afraid that is the case, Lord Valens. Lord Valens? I might say Valens. Oh, come now. No need to be so sullen. And they say to errs to be human, to forgive divine. And you know how forgiving I can be, when it suits me. Oh no, he's one of the supervillains that just drinks milk straight out of the carton. Not even refrigerated. No, he's a milk boy. So tell me, whatever your name is, who was able to best the Sapphire Weapon? Now, sources state that it was the one known as the Warrior of Light, and assisted by Sid Garland and Gaius van Beelsar, my lord. Gaius. Yes, it seems he's been quite the troublemaker of late. Defecting from Garlemald, assassinating the Emperor, whatever next. Oh well, there's no use crying over spilt milk. And he knocks over his carton. The ominous aura of him being just, like, obscured. Speaking of which, I've become quite the connoisseur since arriving in Wurlet. This particular variety comes from a rare breed of cow. Only 100 of them in existence and pampered every day of their lives. Yes, they are quite valuable. Until their milk dries up, that is. When it does, they are sent to the slaughterhouse like the rest, for that is their lot in life. Do you want to be a cowboy? Now moo for me. To be discarded once they have served their purpose. Did I create the ruby and sapphire weapon so that you could deliver them gift-wrapped to the enemy? I see it now. Sidnan Garland rubbing his hands with glee at all the technological marvels we've bestowed upon him. Did you let Gaius Van Beosar of all people get the better of you? How do you think this reflects on me, the legatus of the 7th Legion, humiliated by that traitor? Humiliated, I say! There's only one way to deal with worthless provincial filth like you. Wait for me in the correction chamber. You need to be taught a lesson in obedience. Yes, my lord. Hey, Alphonse, what if you just, like, totally left this place? How do you think this is a better life than chilling out with Gaius? Forgive my intrusion, Lord Valens, but it's time for your meeting with the head of Magitech Development. Oh, how time flies when you're whipping useless soldiers into shape. Yes, I'll be along once I've made myself presentable. Can't have people thinking I've let my standards slip now, can I? The suit of armor sitting in the chair is so ominous. Like, he sits his armor in a chair. It's not, like, hung up. Those little child slaves help him get dressed. What are you doing here? You wish to see me, Lord Valens? Did I now? Let me check my iPad. Ah, yes, that's right. So, you're Ali, yes? You joined the military of your own free will, along with your fellow orphans? Such devotion! What an inspiration you are. You see, it is my firm belief that love grants us the power to move mountains, to overcome any obstacle. That helmet looks so cool! Together we shall discover the strength that lies within you. Take my hand, child. I will show you the way. God damn, what a scene, dude. Take my hand. I can't, I'm too short. Your hands are all the way up there. Woo! That's a scene and a half, guys. Holy crap. Okay. We will return here to continue for the next quest. But for now, patch 5.4 begins. We are going back to Revenant's Toll for Alice's quest. Let's get this patch 5.4 show on the road, shall we? It's my guy. It's my guy right there. Everyone likes the garments I prepared for them. The time I spent polishing my skills wasn't in vain. In case you're wondering, Grahatia's is an outfit suited for traveling, while his weapon uses a piece of the crystal tower as the focus. Brilliant, right? Now, I know we probably shouldn't go around chipping bits off Allegan relics, but it was just one little piece. That's a great idea, though. I suppose we ought to take stock of the situation by forestalling the 8th umbral calamity we have unwritten history. Indeed. And it was funny because I was like, oh, they're going to get new outfits, let's go. And then they got their same outfits, except Alice is like, when will it be my turn? Give me back my Shadowbringers fit, please. Thanks to your reports, I had known that all was well in the source, but there is no relief like seeing our comrades again with my own eyes. If possible, I should like to thank Estinian in person for the help he lent us while we were away, but it seems he's not been heard from of late. Such is his way. Well, until such a time as we meet again, I shall ever pray for his well-being and take the absence of tidings as a good sign, as I do with our friends in the first. Ah, Estinian, show up again, please. I need you. While things are quiet, I think I'll move my body around some more. Need to get used to the new tricks I learned in the first. To that end, I'll round up Hori and his crew for a spot of sparring. Oh, and Graha too. In my capacity as his senior, I'm obligated to train him as well. Great. The other scions are chilling in the new room. Hey mate, it's buddy Hori Boulder doing squats. It's because this used to be... Didn't I used to just be able to walk in here? Dawn's Respite. Though only a short time has passed in the source, for me it has been several long years. It is passing strange to see how little has changed here in the Rising Stones. Sometimes I can't help but feel as if I'm dreaming. Then I see the equipment Tartaru prepared for us, and it helps to bring me back to reality. Rewritten continues her fight in the first, and I must resume my own here. By thine account, the 14th seat of the convocation was known as Azem. At the title's distinctly familiar ring, mine imagination could not fail but run wild. From Azema the Warden to Eorzea to Azim the Dawnfather, in the far east, in every corner of Heidelland do those deities revered as personifications of the sun share like names. Could they all perhaps trace their origin to the 14th seat? I did muse, though it may ne'er be proven or otherwise. Such a theory, I do believe, lieth firmly within the realm of possibility. Speak plainly, man! As you know, in Seeker of Sun culture, the title indicates a male who does not preside over territory. In regards to this, Alphino came to me with a consultation. The Crystarium may not be a territory in the traditional sense, he said, but our friend governed it with great leadership nonetheless. As such, would it not be inappropriate to call him Tia? As it is by no means disrespectful to omit the title, I told Alphino that he is free to do so if he wishes. But I, for one, intend to call him by his full name, at least until he has decided what he wants for himself in his new life. Grahatia. Unukalai has updated dialogue. Where is Unukalai? Let me just get a snack, chat. I'll be right back. I need a snack before we continue. I'm hungry. Right. Unakalai was this mysterious guy. I remember now. It's been a while. He's just chilling in here. A pleasure as always, Omega. What would you ask of me? It's been so long since we've spoken with him that I don't even know if we've, I can't remember if we've even spoken to him about these things. Tell me about yourself. I've already revealed to you the secrets of my origin, and in the spirit of the friendship you have offered me, I shall endeavor to remain open and truthful from this point forward. We must have trust between us. Pray permit me to remove my mask when we speak thus in private. As I once explained, I was not born of this world. My home fell to oblivion long ago and is now known as the Void. The champions who fought upon that ruined star were corrupted by the captured essence of the primals, twisted into incarnations of darkness. Those of the light who stood to oppose them were but suckling babes in comparison. I am told they were more like me, young and touched by the echo. The darkness consumed all ere we learned of each other's existence. Even the servants of the power which annihilated my world could find naught to salvage in the emptiness which remained. Such a tale you have heard from me before, but I feel the story bears repeating. Think of it as a mantra, a warning that you might avoid the same terrible fate. 'Tis fortunate, however, that this world is bountiful where mine own was found wanting. You have become the hero that I never was, strengthened and steadied by your companions in the scions of the Seventh Dawn. As I understand, you were summoned across the rift to another world, the first, whereupon you reversed its perilous pitch toward light. But your deeds did not end there. Nay, you then went on to strike down no lesser an Ascian than the emissary himself, Lidibus. To the last he stayed his course, rendering up his life for his mission. And he may well have accomplished it if it were not for you. Your victory is an event to be rejoiced, as are all victories over the Ascians. Yet if truth be told, I find my heart is torn. For as much suffering as he has caused, Elidibus saw fit to save my life. Maybe Elidibus saved your life so you could be a future vessel. Interesting. Is there something else that I should do with Unakalai before we move on? Because he updated with very recent stuff, which was kind of interesting. I didn't expect that. He's like addressing the stuff that I'd just done. I don't have any sound. Why can't I hear any sound? I'm like, in my head, didn't have my headphones on. I just put my headphones on now. I don't have any sound. Hold on a sec. Now I have sound again. All right. Did you guys have sound that whole time? Might have knocked my I might have knocked my microphone, and that probably messed with something on my end. Rest assured, everyone is quite well. I've been keeping a close eye on them and have satisfied myself that they are all in fine health. As a matter of fact, they're just about to convene in Dawn's Respite to discuss how best to use their pent-up energy. Let's join them, shall we? The
well,
gang...
my friends, now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I've a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission. Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
Welcome back, everyone!
Finally, dude, Lise.
Lise!
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
Oh.
I don't believe we've met.
This is so interesting.
Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahatir, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it.
Let me explain it to you. Oh no, another one.
Well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition. And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
I'm gonna have to put one of those words in just like blocked words so it just can't even come up because it's a different bot as well. It's not even the same one because I blocked the previous one.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings. meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength. Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared. Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
But tell us, Lys, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? All right, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne. The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble. The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald. And we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Ah, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you used to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alizé, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
I'll do my best. I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
It's so cute that Alizé comes back, right, to the source and goes, I want to try and fix my friend, you know, who's just also completely dead silent. It's very, very commendable. I love Alizé's character in that, like, she's been gone for, you know, over a year. Was doing all the Sin Eater stuff, trying to heal them. Comes back here and it's like, I think I can apply it to this as well. And that's awesome. Oh, meeting, lead on.
I knew you'd say yes.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
Mind? I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
We shall be on our way then. Godspeed.
So cool to see the whole group together. And then there's a photo frame of Papa Limo in the back somewhere, so he's also here somewhere, guys. When a stroller is about, one cannot even afford the slightest slip. Don't worry, I can say with complete confidence that Graha is dressed for anything. When I set out to save Halric, I think Garbu was always at the back of my mind. And having proved that the light corrupted are not lost, I am convinced the same must be true of the tempered. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the aether of Garbu's soul has been rendered stagnant. And though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is by no means an unreasonable hypothesis, Alisei, and it warrants full investigation. If there's even a chance we can save Garbu, we have to try, but however much I'd like to race over to Limsa and set to work, there's no room for recklessness. Not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure Beklug would remind us, we still know little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. And so, before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tempering. There's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt, and the combined work of the many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Not of the modern scholars, perhaps, but what of their ancient counterparts? I know the Alligans took a more than passing interest in the subject. And if what we seek is to be found anywhere, it would surely be at the Aetherochemical Research Facility. Where they've experimented on primals and their worshippers, yes, good thinking. I've never actually been there myself, but I did read the reports on Azis La, which means we'll be needing an airship. An airship, you say? Meet me at the northern bank of Silvertear Lake. I've got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. Hey, Bob, no worries. Thank you so much for checking in. Appreciate the kind words. Time for us to speak with Tartaru. Very classic bard. It's bard hours. I give you the Bonanza, the Scion's very own airship. I built her as a company project with help of our friends at the Rising Stones and named her for luck and prosperity. Tartaru, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. If only there was a way for us to have mounts and aether currents and we could fly already. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship, I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's fabled coin keeper. I had also introduced myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as well as I'd hoped. But that's alright, because we've hired this capable fellow. Bonanza is equipped with a full complement of mana cutters, by the way. Feel free to use them to get around Azis La. But enough talk, it's time to fly. All aboard. And here we are. Did I ever mention I was fond of flying? Because I am, be it on an airship, an Amaro, or a chocobo. There's nothing so exhilarating as feeling the wind on your face as the horizon unfolds before you. Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Tartaru has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are on Azizlar, and Alpha Node's report did not do the scale of this place justice. So, this is where you had your reckoning with Thordan. I wish I'd been with you. Rahatia surveys his surroundings with an expectant glint in his eye. This appears to be Helix, which means we stand in the Alpha Quadrant. To the east lies the Beta Quadrant, and... yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Azizlar, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Unless I'm mistaken, this path leads to an aetheryte beyond which there will be an information terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. Time for our authority on Allagan artifacts to show what he can do. And here's the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references to tempering. Ah, there we are. Iconic corruption. An overview. That sounds promising. Indeed. Let us see what this report has to say. Confound it. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No! Isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid, but it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is where to look. It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. Is it likely that he kept a copy? I would say it is a distinct possibility. Assuming he was a researcher here, he will have had quarters on the Habisphere. We can ascertain the details at Habisphere Control. Let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of the mana cutters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot, you already had a suitable means of transport, don't you? No need to waste them accompanying us back to the ship. We'll see you at the Habisphere. Yeah, they're like, you can get around. I don't know, I have the regalia. It's nice when you pick a random mount and it's one that actually is one that theoretically can fly. It's got wings on it. Yes, the amount of regalia crashes that I've had. Certainly a few. The mana cutters appear to be ironworks made, but I dare say Tartaru will craft her own soon enough. If the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this node will be able to tell us its number. there. From what I recall of the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning, an evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Hypersphere is not permitted at this time. Foiled again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the 4th Umbral Calamity. I doubt it will be lifted in the near future. Energy level critical. Returning to base for recharging. Well, surely there must be some other way to gain access. Force, for example? Ere we resort to that, I have an idea. Where we descend a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant ether throughout the continent. You seem to recall, are you honestly telling me that was in the records too? I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that lightning-aspected ether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. So interesting that all the stuff that's in Graha's brain, you know, because of the knowledge that he's been able to absorb by being on the first. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much Allagan knowledge. Smarty pants. Besides, my studies helped me feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you, which is more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shard. If I may, I suggest we split up and search the beta quadrant. Oh, but beware of sprites. They are wont to manifest where the ether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make a contest of this. The first to return here with a shard wins. What do you say? Very well. It would be my honor to come third. We finish in Heaven's Ward today. Flashbacks. Nah, we're not going to finish Heaven's Ward. We're going to take a 2-year break before we come back and finish that expansion. What do you reckon? Bravo! That was quite a show, adventurer. Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations. The lightning shard is yours. What? No dramatic entrance? You've changed. You remember that? In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't every day you meet an honest-to-God's hero, after all. Well, the contest continues, so you'd better hurry back. Ah, but one last thing. Thank you, Omega, for bringing me here. Now, kiss. Alright, let's head back on up. The fucking disembodied voice. You have a shard? Then you win. I searched high and low, but couldn't find so much as a trace of stagnant ether. It appears Alice had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shard? Yes. What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? I have a mini-map that points to an objective. That is a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Omega, and not only about the secrets of adventuring, but come, we should attend to our mission. Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to the Habisphere. Only one obstacle remains, the security systems within. Should they be triggered, they could make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I am right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes, but if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. Well, Luffy, all you have to do is get some sort of attachment that puts your phone like right in front of your face. It's like attached to a little arm and it's on your shoulder. And then open Google Maps and then just put a pin right where you need to be, and then be like, whoa, that's my mini-map, and there you go. There's this thing, a GPS. We have mini-maps with us at all times. Just open your little map and you go, where am I? Google Glass. You open your map and you go, where am I? I'm in Australia. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. I'm sure this Owen fellow was very learned, but iconic corruption and overview sounds like a studium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of ether. I'm nothing if not practical. It's the very funny part about Alice just being a woman of violence. Alphonse was more philosophical, of course, political, dare I say it. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. When Alphonse, no, you're putting politics in the game about politics. No! He asserted that Charlane's knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the Forum, our father was not happy. At the time, of course, Alphino was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently, by which I mean the rows were long. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded, but deep down he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for it. I should have liked to meet the young Alphino. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the Allegan civilization as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the studium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon's mark. My peers at the Students of Aldessian convinced me to write one with the promise of unfettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I considered it no more a means to an end at the time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved, but good enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? Yes. Owen's archive node. It was waiting for me in this chamber. If a copy of his report still survives, it would be stored in this device. Shall we find out? Initializing. Scanning for registered user. User not found. To proceed as a guest, please complete biometric authentication. Verifying. Authentication complete. Guest identified as a member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, Your Highness. That Allegan blood, baby. It never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity the effect will not last forever. Doga and Une said as much when they granted me this gift, but until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Search archive for iconic corruption. I love how they've been able to take story points, character moments, and all these sort of things from like years earlier in real life, like the base game, and just so many things that have already been established, and then like revisit those things. Like, how can we work this into a narrative that just makes sense? Like, that's a really good thing about this that I think is quite smart, is that they're presented with like a storyline that has these problems that need to be solved, and they have some very, very nice ways of being able to like have an answer to it. Like, nothing feels like an arse pull of like, oh, I can do that, by the way. You know, like this was set up years ago. And then we can have good payoff, whether they, you know, that's the good thing about like having things in place like this, is they can follow up if they want to. Nothing feels like a huge setup or an obvious wink to the future. It's all focused on what's currently there, but then it can also really help future stuff. Also, it's great. One item found. Iconic corruption. An overview. This report is locked by the author. Please state password. Hey, I'm a member of the royal family. Open up. Well, go on then, Your Highness. Tell the nice node the password. Right. Let's see. Glory be to Alag. Long live Emperor Zandy. He thinks that the passwords are like propaganda. Password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it. Have you tried password? Come now. Passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance... I was joking. Oh my god, the way that it responds with an alarm. The notion that the password could be something so inane would be laughable were it not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden. Oh my god. What did that thing just call me? You just got sassed by the sphere. Wild Rose or Courage. I love that she said password. Alice and I are of the same mind. We're both just like, password. Password incorrect. Again, be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle and manually extract what we need. Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax Marketer into cooperating, it's them. Come, let us bear the node back to the Rising Stones. You're coming with us, Node. Fine, I'll let Sid try his hand first, but if that doesn't work, we're doing it my way. Threat detected. Reviving the legacy. Grahatia seems eager to bear the node away. I should probably mention that I've yet to meet Sid since waking up. Rambrose did send word to the Ironworks, but it appears our friend has been afield on urgent business. Nevertheless, I assure you my proposal to seek his help is no pretext, however much I might look forward to seeing him again. Him and everyone. But come, let us be on our way. Look at him, all but running. How sweet. Still, it wouldn't do to keep him waiting. Shall we? Kept you waiting, huh? Into the Rising Stones. I'm going to be honest with you guys, chat. I feel really exhausted this morning. So I've been quite low energy. So I think we might actually have a little bit of a premature end to the stream after this quest. I'm gonna do this one and then cut it a little bit shorter than usual. And I apologize for that. I thought I would have the energy, but I just literally feel so tired. So it's kind of like weighing me down, and I don't want to do a disappointing stream doing story content, you know? I think what I'll do with that in mind is I'll stream a bit earlier, as in like not wait until the middle of the week. I might do Monday, which is like in a couple of days time, my Monday morning, so that should be like Sunday night for some people. So I might do that and we can finish patch 5.4 in that one. if that works for people. If not, I can do it at the normal time that we did in the week. I take it that you have news to share, so do I. I'm pleased to see your mission was a success, in no small part due to the bonanza. Cryle's back too. I wonder what was decided at the council. Alright, let's see. Wonderful news, Omega. Tartaru contacted Sid on our behalf, and he is on his way here, even as we speak. While we wait, I should like very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind, Cryo? Yeah, here's the thing. I really want to play, but... I really want to play the game, but at the same time, I want to be, like, locked in for it. And when you wake up first thing in the morning and you have to... like, voice act all the very wordy Final Fantasy dialogue, and then you've got a tired brain, and you're just like... Sapphire was fun, though. I was locked in for Sapphire. As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best to respond to recent events in Garlemald. According to intelligence from our Doman allies, the War of Succession rages on, and the Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial legions in the provinces begun to move independently of the motherland. Of greatest concern to us is the Third, a legion aligned with Lord Nerva. It appears they have received substantial financial backing from House Brutus. Imperial movements and machinations. Brutus, aren't they the ones who took in Yotsuyu and Asahi? This bodes well. Xenos' movements, meanwhile, remain shrouded in mystery. We're hoping that Thancred and Urianger will be able to shed some light on his activities when they return. Until such a time as they do, the Allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere in the conflict, and so, thanks in part to the Imperial withdrawal from Gimlet, they've decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions among the beast tribes, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the timing, I suspect they wish to put their respective houses in order ahead of a decisive clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, it is not a problem easily solved. The Lominsons, in particular, struggle in their efforts, and Alphino and Ishtola have been called upon to aid them. So long as we are dealing with the Tempered, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for tempering, then anything is possible. Which is why we must succeed. And on that cheery note, why not make yourselves comfortable in Dawn's Respite? I'll show Sid in as soon as he arrives. Nice. Yeah, normally I would have totally just gone, oh, we'll do more of the stream tomorrow, but I'll be out all day tomorrow. I'm going to my first, like, it's a hobby, like, exhibition, or like a hobby show, but it's going to be mostly trading cards. It's essentially a card show, but I'm going to my first one tomorrow, which will be pretty fun. Otherwise, I would have just pushed the stream to tomorrow. As important as Gabu is to me, I know only too well how much more is at stake here. A cure could change the whole world. Sid, at long last. He's so excited for all of his reunions. And Biggs and Wedge. Sid! Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we've had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be slumbering a while longer. It's always such a nice theme, isn't it? Oh, I would have been had you not fulfilled your promise. Ha! I still struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. But if an alternate version of myself has already laid them bare, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my help with something. What is it? Yeah, get us into this ball, please. Well, well, a treatment for tempering. But for the next step, you need me to find the password to this Allagan's report. Just so, with nary a clue to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess correctly, and thus we turn to you. Well, I'd love to say that we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, a Magitech terminal should make short work of identifying the password. I knew I could rely on you. Now, anticipating that it might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Rambrose. It contains an Allagan dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to a terminal and set it to work right away. Hacker mode. Just the stock bell sound. Ah, looks like it's finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Ha! Short and simple, just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? Freedom, password, same thing. I would, milady. Node. Open the report entitled Iconic Corruption and Overview. Password freedom. Password accepted. Opening report. Ooh. Hologram. This report seeks to provide an overview on the mechanism by which icons corrupt and bind men to their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the alteration of the ether of the soul. Said ether ordinarily exists in equilibrium, no one element being more prominent than another. But when a subject is exposed to the ether of an icon, this changes their soul, taking on the properties of the entity in question. The frame rate. By way of an example, exposure to the ether of the fiend Sephiroth would cause a subject's ether to become aligned with the element of earth. Yo, we're getting the Sephiroth. We're getting this. What is this? I can't remember the name of the quest line that we did. My brain wants to say it was like the Eld stuff, but it's being thrown into the main quest line. This was all optional, was it not? Warring Triad. Gods of Eld. My brain. Let's go. I can be tired, but I remember. By way of an example, exposure to the ether of the fiend Sephiroth would cause the subject's ether to become aligned with the element of earth. Yeah, we did it. We definitely did Gods of Eld. I've got a couple of weapons from it. It was awesome. Some good fights in there. As a consequence, the subject would attain heightened affinity with earth-aspected magics, as well as preternatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure would further enhance these traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. It's just very interesting when it shows up in story and you go, oh my god, look. People who never did the optional content being like, who the hell is Sephiroth? That guy doesn't look like he's from Final Fantasy VII. The changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributable to elemental alignment, however. Further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes umbrally charged, or stagnant during the process. The stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of the icon, the thoughts of whom come to consume their entire existence. In this manner do the corrupted become worshippers of the icon, their prayers serving to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of iconic corruption, my colleagues and I set out to develop a material capable of shielding one from its effects, an endeavour in which we were successful, albeit at a great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women all, fell victim to corruption, and in accordance with protocol, they were summarily put to death. I subsequently submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Amon. Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protested the decision, and for my impertinence I have been stripped of rank and title, and will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nonetheless, I record it in the hope that one day someone will undertake to do that which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of iconic corruption. End recording. Interesting. And all of these long years later, do we now seek to do this exact thing? So not even the Allagans were able to find a cure, or rather, were not given the chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Amon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Angelo can remedy that. True, yet were we simply to reanimate a tempered soul, I fear it would do naught to diminish the individual's fanatical faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. No, we would somehow need to suppress the primal's hold over the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining its thrall. So there's no point in reviving their souls unless we can also restore their sense of self, and if we could only make them remember who they were. But of course, memory transference! The process has the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation, that is, limit the effects to only those memories that existed prior to tempering. Though thus restoring the sense of self, we could theoretically drown out the incitements of false faith which had come to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the light corrupted would help us identify suitable memories for reanimation. Are you confident you can adapt the memory transference as required? I seem to recall your attempts to do so while trying to bring us home culminated in literal bloodletting. They did, you are right. Despite my best efforts, I could not recreate the mechanism, and I concede that the rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the basis for a cure. And perhaps it's better that we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have reason to be confident. You see, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics, which leads me to believe that it may be capable of performing simulations of the transference technique. If so, we would be able to conduct years' worth of tests within a space of a few days. In theory, it would be no different from how we identified the password. But it'll take more calculating power, a lot more. Honestly, I couldn't say whether our equipment would be up to the task. Tell me, Sid, why do you suppose Owen locked his report behind a password? To keep it from prying eyes, of course. Why else? Wait, a password that could be guessed by anyone with leisure, and a dictionary wouldn't keep it from a person minded to look. No, he wanted his report to be seen by those who strive for freedom. Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom through technology or some such. You two, Round up as many Magitech terminals as you can and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chief. Things are about to get very busy. Lucky we have you to help, eh? As with our first foray into the labyrinth of the ancients, we seek to venture into the unknown, and in order to succeed, we require not only knowledge and preparation, but daring besides, just like old times. We're getting there, Omega, one step at a time. All those Magitech terminals won't come cheap. Ah, shut up, Tataru. Some things you shouldn't put a price on. Suffice it to say, I shall be of whatever help I can. Right, while Grahatir and I configure the terminals, I want the rest of you to procure supplies. Namely, ceruleum to fuel the terminals and ice shards to keep them cool. The more we have of both, the better. Leave the ice shards to me. I'll round up some adventurers and go on a gathering spree. In that case, I trust Omega and Alice A with the ceruleum. Here's a promissory note for each of you. Take them to the Sky of Steel manufactory in Ishgard and the ceruleum processing plant in Thanaland. The people there will give you what you need. Yours is a well-known face in the Holy See, I believe. If it's all the same to you, I'll head to Thanaland. And there you go. 2 locations, 2 people. Let's show the Ironworks promissory note at the Sky Steel manufactory. I'm going to go rescue Florette from Turncliffe Limbo. Incredible. You stand in the Sky Steel manufactory. What is it you require? Hey, yo, ceruleum, please, mate. So you are after the ceruleum. In that case, please present the note to our engineer at the airship landing. He shall be glad to assist you. Bloody hell, mate. Yeah, Ishgard got to be one of the most beautiful locations with the most beautiful theme. Ceruleum, you've come to the right man. Fair warning though, the price has shot up on account of the uncertainty with the Empire, so I hope you got the coin. Put it on Sid's debt. That's Sid Garland, please. Thank you. Well now, promissory note from the Ironworks. Don't see many of these. Not that it's a problem, it's as good as gold to me. Basically, hand it over. Oh my God!
My friend! After the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places.
My boy. My good boy.
As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem. To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course.
Hello, I'm Bird.
Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find. I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should he happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you? But tell me, what business brings you to our fair city this day? A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed. Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it. In this matter, you may count on Ishgard's full support.
Love that he's like, so what are you up to? I am doing this. Oh my god, I love you so much. Here's everything you could ever need. That's why he's the best. Never forget Aymeric during the Stormblood negotiation cutscenes. Sat at the table. That was one of my favorite moments that we had on stream when we're all at the negotiating table. I'm like, everybody stand up. Oh my god, okay. Jesus, Sid. Yes, science!
Who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much? Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more. Quite a lot more, now that I look at it. Lord Aymeric, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
It's been a while, hero. You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering.
Sid bringing along the guy that he just hates to bring along, but he's like, come along.
But if you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
It has been a long time since we've had Sid voice acting, hasn't it? He's like, what do I sound like again?
For all the effort it took to track you down after your latest disappearing act, you could find the cure for death, and it wouldn't be worth the trouble.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel, not only across dimensions, but through time.
Eventually.
Doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 parts to Garland's 1. And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Whatever you say, Garland.
Right. If everyone's ready, let's begin.
We've had Sid voice act in the previous expansions, I'm fairly sure. He was recasted from A Realm Reborn, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't been that long. It does sound a little different to what I remember, though.
All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic. Why not take this opportunity to put your feet up? This may take a while.
Nice little setup there, though. Okay, true. If it was 6-7 years, that is a long time. Damn. Moves fast. Everyone's just falling asleep, sitting up. He's just like me, for real.
Damn it. It's overloading.
Chief! She won't last much longer!
Hey, what are all the ice crystals for, eh?
We'll have to shut it down.
Wait! We're close! So very close!
Oh!
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Please, a moment longer. I beg you. There! I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
Bro looked at it and said, I got it. He went, oh, memorize. This Graha guy.
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
When was the last time we heard Wedge speak? Holy shit.
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at. This, my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
Thank you.
Well, we've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
Feels like it's been an eternity, but not that long apparently. The rest is up to you. All right. Reviving the legacy complete. Okay. that is where we're going to end it, everybody, after finishing that quest line. And having a cure potentially memorized, it's a good little stopping point, and we'll pick it up with more of patch 5.4. So next time I plan to finish 5.4, and then we'll see how much time we have left on that stream, and I may go back to doing the weapon trials after that. But thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I really do appreciate it, even though it's a bit of a shorter one. I say it's a bit of a shorter one. I mean, it's still 3 hours, but we have been on a really good hot streak lately of doing close to 6 hours plus in regards to our streams. So a lot of effort. But thank you so much, everybody, for showing up. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes, because a cure for the tempering, Grahatia, is a such an important member of the Scions. He's very knowledgeable. He's got instantaneous memory. He's like, got it. I love him, though. He's a great addition to the Scions. I'm so glad that his character is able to live on post Shadowbringers. It's very, very fun. But looking forward to continuing. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. And I'll schedule the next streams. Keep an eye out for it. It might be in the next couple of days or a little bit after that. We shall see. But I will schedule the next stream, and I will see you then.